TKD, Kenya, Taekwon-Do. Malcolm Jones, first cut, sir. Okay, welcome to the last of the colour belt integrity martial art grading kind of content tutorials. However, before we crack on with the last one, which is first cup, we're going to just recap on a couple of things that I think I forgot on the second cup one, on the red belt one. Those things are movement number 2, I can't remember what it is, 26, 27, 28, no, it must be number 25, 26, 27, 28, yeah, so movement number 25 is a sliding elbow. Okay, thrust here, and I didn't tell you what the Korean name for slide is. That's mikulgi. So mikulgi is sliding. Okay, and also I didn't touch on the difference in the braking. At fourth cup, I think we spoke about it. You get a choice of either your right hand or your left hand, your right foot or your left foot. At third cup, you have to do right hand and left hand, right foot and left foot, okay, but those are all your choice of the actual technique you use. At second cup, it's the examiner's choice. So the examiner will choose what technique you wish to do. They may even ask you, but they can quite easily choose. So I just needed you to be aware of that, okay. Now we're going to crack on with the content for the first cup. Okay, first thing you need to realise is, as an integrity martial arts student, this isn't the same for all, obviously Taekwondo schools, but for us it is. When you do your first cup and above, first degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree, fifth degree, so on, so on, so on, so on, it's in a closed environment. What I mean by that is there's no parents allowed to be in the room, there's no friends allowed to be in the room, it's just instructors, examiners, and the students taking the grading. So that is a little bit, not hard to get used to, but it's something that you're probably not used to, particularly if you're a younger student. Obviously your parents are normally going to be with you during the grading period, but I'm afraid from first cup upwards, they're still there, still be allowed in the warm-up room. You know, your parents can be there with you, you can relax, you can have your headphones on, do whatever you want to do when you're warming up. But when the grading starts, your parents have to stay outside. So again, to repeat it, the only people in the room are the examiners, the person doing the calling out, and instructors may watch, and the students themselves. So you need to do line work, same as all the other gradings, basic stuff. Okay, some of it will be a little bit more advanced than you're used to, but you know, it is what it is. You're trying to attempt to be a first degree black belt, so you need to know your stuff. Okay, then you will do 3-step, and you will do 2-step, and you will do 1-step. Now, 1-step sparring, there are 2 different types at black stripe. Okay, so the first one is the one that you've been doing, that you did at second cup, which is the 3-step. Your opponent will attack with the 3-step attacks, and you will have to make your own defenses and your own counters up, including dodges if you wish. However, we do what's called freestyle 1-step. Now with freestyle 1-step, the only attack is from a parallel ready stance, so I'm going to be the attacker. Chop! Punch! Chop! Punch. That's it. There's no high punch, there's no strike, there's no back fist, there's no anything else. It's just a middle section punch. So you know that that's going to be the attacking threat each time. However, the defense needs to be a lot more, or a lot less rather, aesthetically pleasing. So it doesn't have to look as nice as it does normally. For instance, if your counter is a front kick, it would have to be like that, okay? All right, because that's doing Taekwondo the way it's supposed to be. It's using a sine wave, using a relaxation, nice big long walking stance, correct facing, correct reaction. Okay, if you're doing it in what we call a freestyle way, let's just use the same analogy. Okay, you're countering here, like that, there. Okay, completely different methodology. Okay, so it's a lot more instant. There's no sine wave, doesn't look pretty, doesn't look nice, doesn't look glamorous, but it gets the job done. Okay, so you have to do that with different, whatever you do on the right side, here, kick, bang, bang, here. You do on this side, kick, bang, bang, here. Number two, you might want to go here, bang, like that. You might want to throw an elbow over the top or whatever. But it needs to be a lot more aggressive, well, not so much aggressive, but a lot more purposeful and a lot quicker. Okay, that's that. Then we have patterns, all your patterns, okay? Chunji upwards, including Chungmu. Obviously we're going to talk about Chungmu in a moment. Chungmu sometimes is done on your own, okay? All the other patterns you'll be doing it with everybody else, providing the dojang is big enough to accommodate all the students. But quite often we do Chungmu one by one. Okay, so you have to perform those. Then you have to do free sparring, Jiamatsuki, along with 2 against 1 sparring. Okay, then you have your breaking. Same rules as before, height adjustable holder. You'll have to hit a break with your right arm. I say arm because it could be fist, could be knife hand, could be elbow. Same with your left. Same with your left foot, same with your right foot, okay? But it's not your choice, it will be the examiner's choice. Then you have theory. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention is normally in colour belt gradings, there's 1 examiner, okay? In black belt gradings, there are 3. I can't count. There are 3, all right? And they're there to ask you your theory questions. Now, your theory will be after the grading has finished. So you'll do your physical grading, probably last an hour, 10 minutes. All right, and then you'll go for a break. You'll go for a 10-minute break. Then you come back on, and you come back on the floor in either your dobok or an integrity piece of kit. So you could have your dobok bottoms maybe, and an integrity tracksuit top with your belt. Okay, however you want to come back on. As long as it's an integrity piece of kit. I know when I took my, I can remember taking my 6th degree. Was it 6th degree? No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was, yeah, I think it was. Took my 6th degree. Took it twice actually. Took it with the, with 2 different groups. Okay, so I was a glutton for punishment. Not because I failed it, I passed it. I passed it both times. But yes, I did it twice. And I remember the second time I did it, first time I did it was in September, and I think the second time I did it was in October, or no, in fact, first time I did it was in August, I think, and the second time I did it was in October or November or something like that. And I remember one of them being really, really hot. And for those of you who know me, I sweat an awful lot. And my dobok was absolutely drenched. And we had to answer the theory questions in those days, straight after the grading. And I was stood there in just like a puddle of sweat. It's horrible, it was yuck. So we let you go away and kind of freshen yourself up. But if your dobok is like me, you're not going to want to put it back on again because it was just disgusting. It's just soaking wet. So either bring 2 doboks or, you know, wear another piece of integrity kit. Okay, the theory, you'll get 3 questions from each of these. Well, sorry, you get 1 question from all 3 of the examiners. So examiner 1 will ask you a question. 2, 3, and then they move on to the next person. Okay, all right, so Chungmu. Chungmu was the given name to the great admiral Yi Shun-sin of the Yi dynasty. He was reputed to have invented the first armoured battleship called Kabuxton in 1592 AD. This ship was the precursor of the modern day submarine. The reason this pattern ends with a left-hand attack is to symbolise his regrettable death, having had no chance to show his unrestrained potentiality, checked by the forced reservation of his loyalty to the king. Now, that's a bit of a mouthful, okay, but it is what it is. Just as a side note, for you, for all the students, black belts and above, there is an excellent book. I'm actually going to order it off Amazon, and hopefully I'll get it in the next couple of days, and I'll maybe do a little review of it, with alternate meanings of the patterns, and to actually correct some of the inaccuracies in the patterns, in the pattern meanings that General Che penned. And because these are the meanings that General Che put down, but the author of this book has done an amazing job and actually researched and found out that some of the dates are incorrect, some of the places are incorrect. So obviously these are the meanings that we use, but it's nice to know. I think it's good for general Taekwondo knowledge to know these other things as well. Okay, so we're going to move on to Chungmu itself. 30 movements. Starting position, Narani, Chumbi, Sogi. Okay, the first couple of, the other patterns leading up to that are Moa Sogis, but this is back to here. Okay, parallel ready stance. Okay, movement number 2. Okay, here, 1. All right, so you're going to be Gununso, Songkao Nupunde Ap Tarigi. So here, 1. This hand isn't a block, okay, it's just coming in front of the forehead, here, okay. A lot of people say it's a block, it's not, okay. All right, so that's Gununso, Songkao Nupunde Ap Tarigi. So that's movement number 2. Movements number 5, 7 and 8, just for clarification, are all Kaunde, midsection. Movement number 9, okay, the flying side kick. Okay, now movement number 9 also incorporates knife hand guarding block as well. Okay, so Kaunde Songkao Daibimaki. Alright, so here, stepping up, 1, up, kick, and block. So flying side kick, Twimyo Yopcha Tsurugi. So Twimyo Yopcha Tsurugi, flying side kick, with the outside edge of the foot, you should be extending your fist at the same time. Okay, let me see my notes, it's hidden under the camera. Okay, number 10, Nyunjuso backup pommel Nujunde Maki. So after that kick, here, L stance, low section, outer forearm block, or outer forearm low block. Then movement number 13. Okay, let's see. So yes, you've done the knee strike, and then you're turning reverse knife hand strike. Okay, so that's Gununso Songkao Dong Nupunde Ap Tarigi. So let's just say you're here, turning, 1. Here, coming this way. Slightly down, not up, definitely not up. Level, possibly. In an ideal world, slightly down to negate the shoulder. Okay? So, Gununso Songkao Dong Nupunde Ap Tarigi. Right, the 2 kicks that follow are fast motion. So Balon Tongjak. Okay, and that's Kaunde Dolyochagi. And sorry, Nupunde Dolyochagi. Do apologise. And Kaunde Dwit Cha Tsurugi. So high turning kick, middle back piercing kick. Okay, 16 and 17 movements are Kaunde. And then movement number 18, again, just looking at my notes. Okay, Gojon Sogi Dugutsamaki. Okay, so this is before you do the infamous jump spin. Okay, now on that point, okay, obviously my back isn't the greatest, so I'm not the most physical person to demonstrate this technique, but the idea is to jump as high as you can, keep your back as straight as you can, and land in an L stance knife hand guarding block. Okay, so you're going to be jumping, landing here in a shorter stance than you started. Fixed stance to start, Gojon Sogi, Nyunja Sogi to end. Okay, movement number 19 is midsection. Okay, all right, so that's it's important. Okay, where are we? Movement number 24. Okay, here. Anon soli. Okay. Palmok here. Anro Kaunde Maki. All right, so one here. Okay. Now the reason we don't call it, because it is back at palmok, but the reason we don't call it back at palmok because it's impossible to do it in a forearm. Okay. So here, outer forearm. So it's Anonso, Palmok, Anro Kaunde Maki. Ap Maki. Here. And then we have the same Anonso here. Dongjumok Napunde Twit Tarigi. Not quite see that. Here. One. Okay. Back fist. Alright. Movements number 25 and 26 are middle section, Kaunde. Movement number 27. Nyunjuso. Kyochusonkan Momchamaki. Okay, so Kyochusonkan Momchamaki. Here, performed like so. Okay. Alright, okay. If I do that again, because I've got hands mixed up. 1, 2. Here. So your right foot is in front, so your right hand needs to be in front. So it's L stance, X, knife hand, checking block. Okay, so again, that's Nyunjuso, Kyochusonkan, Momchamaki. And then movement number 28, okay, you're turning Gununso, or you're not turning, you're stepping forward actually. Here, 1. All right, so that's Gununso, Sang, Sombadak, Oliomaki. So here, Sang, Sombadak, Oliomaki. Similar to when you do it on your own, but here, 1. If you see that, there. Doesn't just go here softly. Here, 1. Okay, all right. Before the next movement, you actually do Due Toro, so it's not spot turn, it's just Due Toro. And then the middle section, obviously you do Chukyomaki. And then the last movement is a middle section reverse punch. So Kounde Bande Tsurugi. Now, we've spoken in the patterns before about you always move your last foot, the foot that you move last, back to your Chungmu position. In Chungmu, it's different. So in Chungmu, here you've moved your right foot, 1, here, Chungmu, and you pull your left foot up. So it's the only pattern. Now, if I'm honest, I don't know why. Okay, sometimes it's just better to say, I don't know. All right, if somebody knows, I would love to know why this one isn't the same as all the other colour belt ones. It may have something to do with the interpretation of the pattern, which obviously, as I read before, the left hand attack symbolises irregressible death. So it must have, I can only guess, some sort of symbolisation. Maybe in this pattern book that I'm going to get from Amazon, it will provide me with the answer. I hope so. Because again, the things that you've got to understand, I'm an 8th degree black belt, but I'm still learning. Learning all the time. Taekwondo is a never-ending learning curve. You're never going to master it, never. I don't care how old you get, you're always going to learn something. You're always going to improve. Okay, so hope you've enjoyed the colour belt series. We'll have a little break now. I'm going to record some of the kickboxing and black belt combinations and pad drills, and then I'll return and do the black belt pattern. Okay, and it will just be patterns. It will just be the 15 black belt patterns. Okay, Chariot, Kunye, Taekwon.